Disrespect cuts deep, doesn't it? You feel it in your gut, that rising fire, the impulse to retaliate, to defend your honor. But if you allow that fire to consume you, you let them win. You surrender your inner fortress to the very forces you swore to withstand. A true Stoic knows this, knows that in disrespect lies the perfect opportunity to prove the strength of their philosophy, to become unshakable. Make sure to watch the whole video to understand the wisdom in these words. Now let's begin. Number 1. Remember the power of choice. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we are the masters of our internal world. No matter what happens externally, whether someone insults you, disregards you, or tries to humiliate you, you alone are responsible for how you react. The Stoics teach that the event itself holds no power. It's your judgment of it that causes pain. Epictetus tells us, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. You might be disrespected, but that moment is a test of your character. Will you allow someone's opinion to disrupt your peace, or will you stand firm in the knowledge that your power lies in your ability to choose your reaction? A true Stoic doesn't surrender control of their emotions. When you are disrespected, the only choice is to rise above it with clarity and purpose. Number 2. Recognize the other's suffering. Disrespect is often a reflection of someone's inner turmoil. When someone lashes out at you, disrespects you, or belittles you, it's crucial to remember that their words are fueled by their own suffering, not by your inadequacy. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest philosophers, reminds us, reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. The one who disrespects is blinded by their own anger, jealousy, or insecurity. The Stoic sees the world clearly, without illusions, and part of that clarity is understanding that others are acting from their pain. Instead of reacting with anger, recognize their suffering and choose compassion. Their actions say nothing about you, but everything about their own struggles. When you remain composed, you become an immovable force, grounded in your strength, untouchable by their emotional chaos. Number 3. Silence is strength. When disrespect is hurled your way, your first instinct might be to respond, to defend yourself, to fight back, to prove them wrong. But Stoicism teaches us that silence can often be the most powerful response. By withholding your words, you refuse to engage in the destructive cycle they've initiated. The words of others have only as much power as you give them. Seneca said, "It is better to conquer grief than to deceive it." Your silence is not passivity. It's the active choice to rise above the noise, to stay focused on what truly matters, your inner peace. The disrespect aimed at you loses its power the moment you refuse to dignify it with a response. This is the essence of strength, not in the loudness of your voice, but in the quietness of your resolve. Number 4. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism is often misunderstood as a passive philosophy, but it's quite the opposite. It's about taking action where action is necessary, but also recognizing where action is pointless. When disrespected, you must distinguish between what you can change and what you cannot. You cannot control the actions, words, or thoughts of others, but you can control your own thoughts and actions. As Epictetus said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Disrespect is something outside your control. It is the opinion or behavior of another person. What is within your control is how you process that disrespect. Will you let it alter your mood, your peace, your actions? Or will you rise above it, knowing that it is beyond your sphere of influence? The Stoic focuses only on what they can control and leaves the rest to the winds of fate. Number 5. Transmute insults into lessons. Every insult can either be a source of suffering or a source of wisdom, depending on how you view it. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the Stoic principle of turning obstacles into opportunities. When someone disrespects you, don't merely endure it, examine it. What can you learn from this experience? Perhaps the insult reveals a weakness in your character that you hadn't noticed before. Perhaps it shows you the impermanence of external praise and criticism. In every slight, there is a hidden lesson waiting to be uncovered. The Stoic mind is ever vigilant, constantly seeking to grow and evolve. Disrespect is a mirror that shows you where you still need to develop self-mastery. Instead of seeing it as an attack, see it as a gift, a tool that will help you become stronger, more resilient, and more self-assured. Number 6. Accept the nature of people. Marcus Aurelius's meditations offer a profound truth. People are what they are. Expecting others to always be kind, respectful, or considerate is a recipe for constant disappointment. Human nature is varied, unpredictable, and often flawed. As a Stoic, you must recognize that disrespect is simply part of life. It is as natural as the changing seasons. The philosopher wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you accept that people will sometimes be rude, disrespectful, and even malicious, you stop being surprised by it. Instead, you prepare yourself mentally for it. You don't let it catch you off guard or throw you off balance. Accepting people for who they are doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior, but it means you remain unbothered by it. Their actions are not a reflection of your worth. Number 7. Practice empathy and forgiveness. The act of forgiveness is not for the person who disrespected you, it's for yourself. Holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness only poisons your own soul. Seneca, in his writings, said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." The Stoic understands that forgiveness is a form of self-care. When you forgive, you release the emotional burden of the disrespect, allowing yourself to move on with clarity and peace. Empathy, too, is a powerful tool. When you recognize that the person who disrespected you is dealing with their own pain or ignorance, you can rise above the emotional impulse to retaliate. You realize that you are not the victim in this situation, they are. Their actions are a reflection of their own suffering, and by forgiving them, you free yourself from the emotional chains of their negativity. Number 8. Do not let the opinions of others define you. At the core of Stoicism is the understanding that your value is not determined by what others think of you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject." You are not defined by the words of others, by their insults or their praise. A Stoic derives their sense of worth from within, from the cultivation of virtue, wisdom, and inner peace. Disrespect only stings if you give weight to the opinions of those who don't matter. True confidence comes from knowing who you are, and no external force can take that away from you. When someone disrespects you, it's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their inability to see your true value. Hold your head high and remain grounded in your own self-worth. Number 9. Respond with virtue. Virtue is the highest good in Stoicism. When faced with disrespect, the Stoic doesn't retaliate with anger or cruelty, they respond with virtue. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery of oneself means responding with kindness when confronted with hostility, with patience when faced with provocation, and with understanding when challenged with ignorance. Virtue is the armor that protects you from the world's insults. When you maintain your virtue in the face of disrespect, you not only protect your inner peace, but you also set an example for others. Your strength lies not in overpowering your enemy, but in refusing to be pulled into their negativity. Your actions are a reflection of your character, not theirs. Number 10. See disrespect as a mirror for your own ego. Disrespect hurts most when it targets your ego, but the Stoic is constantly working to detach from the ego, recognizing that it is the source of much suffering. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Craving approval, respect, and validation from others is a form of weakness. When you are disrespected, ask yourself, why does this bother me? What part of my ego is being threatened? The more you can distance yourself from the ego, the less power disrespect will have over you. You become immune to the slights of others because you no longer need their approval. Your sense of self is unshaken, grounded in your own internal compass rather than external validation. Disrespect is inevitable, but suffering from it is not. A true Stoic understands that every encounter with disrespect is an opportunity to practice their philosophy, to cultivate patience, fortitude, and self-control. As you continue your Stoic journey, remember, your power lies not in controlling the actions of others, but in mastering yourself. With each instance of disrespect, you have the chance to strengthen your character, to rise above the petty battles of the world, and to remain true to your own inner peace. So the next time you're disrespected, don't see it as an affront, see it as an opportunity to become the person you've always strived to be. Good day.